Hello guys, welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to learn how we are able to use our short-term memory so that we have an easier way to recall our memories. Let's start with a simple game. The simple game is right here. I want you to remember these numbers. 1, 4, 6, 8 and then 8, 7, 6, 2. So now I'm currently at it so you can see. So I want you to recall these numbers. So you may have found out that it's not so easy because they are 8 numbers. But here you can see that there are 2 numbers, are 1468, and the second number is 8762. So let's try to recall those instead. Please recall them and look at yourself. Is it easier? Right. But why is that? The explanation is just right here. You can see that there is a short little man. We can call this short little man Mark. Mark is an average person, and you would imagine that not only average person, but also intelligent people are just required with this skill that they can only digest 7 to 8 elements in their short-term memory on average. Good example if he was eating 7 to 8 pieces of pizza. The question arises, how could we possibly make fewer elements out of what we already have? We just witnessed that here we made 2 numbers, 2 elements out of 8. So in this way our short-term memory is able to just recall, not only recall, but to just put these elements into our long-term memory in an easier way. So you can see that here is the implementation how we can do it. Let's say that here is an example. This is your tablet, this is your computer or whatever, and it contains, the text contains 1000 words. It's really hard to remember all of them, right? So the strategy is that we have the text. Let's say we have a business law midterm, a business law exam. It can be anything, literally. So the business law midterm would say, in business law, according to the mirror image rule, acceptance must exactly match the terms of the offer, and under the law, promise refers to a declaration by one party to do something or to refrain something to their refrain from something to their detriment. Have to drink. So promise generates an expectation for the other party. So here you can see that we make this a lot more easier in a way that, let's say that the topic is business law, right? So we have to structurize the learning material to be able to just remember everything more clearly. You know, I can say that most of the students, I could see that they are just learning by reading. They might highlight some information, but you really have to consider just being able to not only structurize in a paper, in a sheet of paper, but to be able to structurize inside your head. So you have to constantly just force your brain to be able to structurize everything. Because if you structurize, it will be a lot more simpler and easier to recall these memories. So the text mentioned the mirror image rule, and it explained that the acceptance must match exactly the offer, the terms of the offer. So we simplify it, and here we say that there is the mirror image rule. Mirror image rule, acceptance equal to offer. Really simple to remember, and we have this whole entire text converted to these 2 elements. So we have a lot of elements, which is really hard for our brain to remember and to recall, because our brain is only capable of recalling 7 to 8 elements at once. And genius people also use kind of these methods, because the short-term memory for everyone is literally 7 to 8 elements approximately. So it means that even those people who are able to recall a lot more, they are using some kind of methods inside their brain, even without maybe knowing, even without being conscious about it. They are just structurizing these elements inside their heads. So that's why it's a really important and fundamental way to to learn. Here and there is the other part, the second part of the text. So promise is a declaration. So declaration is one element only, and we can also put them together, so it would just seem like this complete element is only one. By just recalling one word, you can recall the whole meaning. How it is possible that from one word you can call the whole sentence and meaning behind it? The explanation is simple also, and it's here. Understanding and logic. You do not forget that this method only works if you also understand the text, because if you understand it, you can simply recall these sentences from one word. It's really important not to forget that this structured learning is not a replacement of understanding. So if we use expectation in a note or inside our head, we can recall the memory that the promise generates an expectation from the other party, so that it means that they will rely on the promiser's promise. I'm able to recall this memory from only one word because I'm using the structurized learning method. So I would suggest you to do the same thing if you want to make your learning process a lot easier. And in this way, like if there was a material which would take you usually 3 hours to learn, with this method it can be deducted even to 1 hour. So that's why it's a really huge deal, because if you want to have more time and if you want to save time, then you should adapt to this method. Thank you very much for attending this video lecture, or I would say video. I hope it helped you, and see you in the next one.